So this is your world.
That's right. A whole nother world. Beautiful, innit?
It's been a few years since we last had a huge, high-quality Japanese role-playing game hit our shelves. Level 5, creator of the Professor Layton DS series and the Tales of RPGs, has come along and catered to this desire with their latest RPG release, Ni no Kuni. For this game of unprecedented size in the company's history, they teamed up with animation studio Ghibli, creator of such films such as Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind and Howl's Moving Castle, to aid them in the artistic direction of the game. The game was first released on DS and later PS3 in Japan on November 17, 2011, but only the PlayStation 3 version continued on to the rest of the world, with the European release on the 1st of February 2013.
What's this?
That's tidy work, Ollie boy. Look at that. A warrior from your very own heart. A familiar.
This is a familiar?
That's right. The fighting spirit inside you made flesh. A soldier of your soul.
And he can really help me fight?
Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch, is an adventure fantasy about a boy named Oliver who for various reasons must travel to another world filled with magic and monsters to save it from evil sorcerers. He first allies himself with Drippy, the self-proclaimed king of the fairies, and later many other heroes, lords and kings that all wish to stop the Dark Djinn. The story is very compelling and addictive, and like most Japanese writing, contains many unforeseeable plot twists and revelations. The ending is incredibly satisfying and leaves you desperately wanting more. Overall, the plot is like a light-hearted fairy story, but with many dark overtures that make it quite adult. Gameplay-wise, it appears to be a combination of modern and traditional RPG mechanics, creating a new and unique combat system. When encountering enemies upon the field or in dungeons, you enter an open field real-time battle with your traditional combat options such as attack, defend and magic. However, as you progress through the game, you gain the ability to obtain new enemy monsters and use them in battle as familiars, whereupon you more frequently fight with them rather than Oliver. You're able to have 3 in your collection at any time, so you can plan to adapt to any weaknesses. However, each familiar has its own amount of stamina, limiting how long you can use it in battle before switching back to Oliver or another familiar. By the end of the game, you will be battling with potential 3 characters and 9 familiars, which you can easily switch to and control whenever the need arises, allowing for incredibly complex strategies during the increasingly hard boss fights.
Beautiful! It worked!
Neato!
Outside of battles is an incredible number of people to talk to help for side quests and unlocks. You may be fixing people's hearts using magic, hunting special monsters, or collecting items from monster drops or chests. The items also double up usage as ingredients for alchemy, allowing you to create powerful potions and equipment for use in battles.
Make way for the royal procession! Hurry, clear the way, I say!
Side quests not included, the game can take up to 60 hours to finish the main plotline, and it is easily 100 hours if you invest time into them because you want to fully prepare your characters for the final bosses. Incredibly, these numbers do not include grinding times, as you will rarely ever need to level your characters to cope with harder enemies as long as you fight most you come across until the final boss. After you finish the main plotline, the game has after-story quests rather than a New Game Plus. This is where you must become really patient, because in order to finish/collect everything, you could be looking at another 60 to 100 hours, but of almost pure fights and grinding. The game is still very enjoyable once you reach the end grinding, but you do feel like the developers made it just a little too hard to collect and finish everything.
Seems that way.
Your voice is down, will you?
But it's true.
Welcome to Hog Heaven.
The graphical designs by Studio Ghibli are simple, charming and unique, and with the in-game intricately scrawled magic handbook that Oliver obtains, are very aesthetically pleasing. I would even go insofar as to say that the book is the most artistic and enjoyable in-game guide to ever exist. Ghibli invested a huge quantity of resources into this game, even adding almost 24 of their famous high production value traditionally animated sequences as cutscenes for the game. Even the music was composed by their very own Joe Hisaishi, composer of many of the Studio Ghibli movies. His music was then performed by the Tokyo Philharmonic Orchestra for this incredible game's soundtrack. The Japanese and English voice works are both very superb, the English being added by Namco Bandai, who chose to use mainly British voice actors who all deliver very believable and entertaining performances for every character. Drippy's is particularly comical, as the chief voice director chose a rural Welsh actor as his persona.
Thank you. How do it, Smiley and Shirley?
How do?
Right, we've got a full house in tonight. It's lovely.
Ain't it though? It's like a dream, this is.
Ain't it though?
Ain't it though?
At the end of the day, I believe Ni no Kuni to be the most successful foray into fantasy JRPGs in recent years. Though it first appears like a kid's game, due to its complexities and depth in both story and gameplay, it is more like an adult RPG that appeals to our sense of pure innocence we each carry. This game is definitely worth your time, money and effort. An insane amount of thought has gone into every part of the final product. The charm and enjoyment of the game are both timeless, and I personally will always have a place for this game in my most treasured collection. Whilst I would love to give this game a perfect score, there still feels like there's a few things that Level 5 and Studio Ghibli could improve. This is probably due to the fact that this is the first time they've worked together, so I look forward to seeing what improvements they make if they team up again in future to make another game and or sequel. This has been SlightlyWilson and the platform review of Ni no Kuni Wrath of the White Witch. Thank you for watching, everyone.
That's it, man! You got it! Whoa! Whoa! Tidy!
What is it? Stop that now! Heel boy, heel!
Told you, they didn't notice a thing. Yeah. Let's get a shunt in, crybaby bunting.
For the last time, it's Oliver!
Hey, it's not bad work for a crybaby, this.
Ugh.